Good morning, community. It happened. It rolled in last night, even though it wasn't forecasted. We got down to 29 degrees this morning, and so let's take a gander at what took some hits, and there's some surprises for some and not for others. So let's check it out. I'm excited about the cold weather, honestly. I think that we're about 2 to 3 weeks late for a hard freeze. And I don't even know that we got a hard freeze. 29 sounds like a hard freeze, but I guess we'll see. Let's go check out. So here's my green bean bed. I stripped them pretty well, but you can see here the tomato plants that were coming up got hit last night. And let's go over here. So onions and turnips are fine. I did these onions. I moved these from inside the little high tunnel, and they are looking fine. My radishes look like they got a little frost. I'll go ahead and pull these because we'll have them for lunch. Greg has been covering his paprika peppers out here for the last 3 nights just in case, so we'll check on those here in a minute. But of course, chard, kale, everything looks fine. They can usually withstand a freeze as long as it's not extended. Crisp blue sky. Ta-da! So, let's look in here. I'm not really seeing any damage on these tomato plants. And the peppers in here look to be okay. So, the high tunnel might have been just enough, this little high tunnel, to keep things above freezing, just barely. My herbs are done, you guys know that. Carrots are looking fine. This tomato bush ain't so good, but it's been done. Onions are fine. Sage, rosemary, and look, my horseradish. We're gonna have to cut those leaves off. But look, these herbs look to be okay. I think that everything in here fared pretty well, even though it looks a little haggard. So yeah, these herbs are gonna have to come up. We're gonna go ahead and finish harvesting up our seeds, and we're gonna close it up and get ready to plant for our spring, guys, which is not very far away. And Greg will be starting our seeds for our plant sale that we do in March. He'll be starting those probably at the end of this month or at the end of December. I'm a little surprised that my moringa tree doesn't look like it's all shriveled. It looks like it's okay. And the peppers in the big high tunnel look just fine. Now, we did close up the tunnel day before yesterday to let it heat up in here so it would retain some of the heat. But yeah, I think our peppers are looking okay. And we have some little tomatoes in here. They're small, but they look to be okay, guys. So we'll keep this big one closed up, especially because we do have quite a few pepper plants in there, and we want it to heat back up in case we get real close tonight. My little one, I'll close it up here in a little while because it's already quite warm. It heats up really quick, both of them do. Now the little one will go ambient pretty quick as well, but I think it stayed above freezing long enough to protect what we had in there. So I don't know how long we were below freezing, but I was up at 4 a.m. and it was at 29, so it could have been many hours. As soon as the sun came up, we got up to 31 pretty quick, and now we're at 39 degrees. Now what we'll start to see is our leaves will start to come off these trees probably after today. We lost some things out there in the outdoor herb garden. I imagine that's probably all going to go by the wayside, and we have some peppers out here that probably didn't make it. Will be interesting to see how Greg's paprika peppers did, but I bet they're just fine. So my chicken girls are squawking back there. I got to take them some scratch and check their water and everything. We've got it closed up to where they can stay warm at night. We've put all the plastic on the windows and the doors, and we did that a while back, but we left one of the windows open until yesterday, and Greg went ahead and put plastic on that window because we want to retain as much heat for them as we can. But they're doing well. Yeah, I'm glad that we're finally getting some cold weather. The summers are so hot here, and it is just getting a little overbearing when we go into September and October and November and we're still having 80 degrees, because the day before Thanksgiving we got up to 80 degrees. I took Pop to the mall yesterday. We kind of meandered around for a couple of hours and met my best friend and my daughter, my grandson, and so we just kind of walked around, and my nephew, just to see what was going on, kind of get a little bit in the Christmas spirit, and enjoyed the sounds of Christmas. And there were some pretty good deals out there. I'll tell you, the best deals were at JCPenney's. But anyway, it was nice to get out and about and just kind of meander around. Papa's already out today. I'm unsure what I'm going to do today. I might just meander around a little bit. But anyway, I wanted to touch base with you guys and show you and tell you that we finally got to our freezing point, and it was a good one. And hopefully we're going to have some cooler temps over the next couple of weeks. And I guess we'll see what December, January, and February brings us, because we are in a slight La Nina pattern. It's not a big one like it had been in 2021, I believe. And then the next year where we got all that ice and snow, that could change. But I just don't see it. We are very dry. We've not gotten any rain. We have some chances next week. I hope we get it. But so we're continuing to water our trees and stuff, our fruit trees especially, because we don't want them to dry out this winter. If you let them dry out over the winter, then even though they're dormant, then they tend to not produce quite well in the spring and in the summer. So love you all. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We did. We had family and friends. It was a little smaller than usual, but we still enjoyed it. We had a great time. We had good food, and now it's time to get ready to go back to work on Monday. So love you all. See you soon, and stay in touch.